Hello friends and welcome to YouTube channel Freedom Tech, and in this session what we are going to learn. Friends, in this session we are going to use AWS cloud service and we are going to send our local data on AWS cloud on DynamoDB. Simple. So for that I have already created the account with AWS cloud. It is really easy. You have to simply sign up with your Gmail ID and just fill up all the details. Then it will ask for some charge. So in Indian rupees it will charge 2 rupees only. Simple. You can use whether it is your credit card or you can go with debit card. In Indian currencies it will charge only 2 rupees. So I have already created the account, so I will skip the account creating steps. Simple. And when you have your account with AWS cloud, how you can create the user and how you can create the table using Python, and we are going to send here some simple data on AWS DynamoDB cloud. So this is what our today's project. So before we move to our practical, friends, if you learn something from our videos, please consider to subscribe our channel. Okay friends, thank you so much and let's get started. So friends, as I mentioned, today we are going to send our local data on AWS cloud on DynamoDB using Python. Simple. In next session we are going to send basically object detection data on this AWS cloud on DynamoDB. That's it. So for that, as I mentioned, I will skip account creating steps. Simple. So I have already created the account. Now here what we want to do, we want to simply go here, create an AWS account. Remember one thing friends, here I will suggest you to use Firefox. Simple. And in Firefox, mostly go here, and then if you go in setting and then privacy and security, and then here in history just select it, never remember history. Simple. So if you want to use AWS cloud, I will suggest you to use a Firefox because it will delete the history. Simple. So just we just click on the console. Here I will go back. Here as you can see, the create an AWS account, just click on it, and then we are going to click on sign into existing AWS account, and then here we want to go with sign in using root user email. So just click on it, and then here we are going to select the root user, and here I will mention the Gmail ID which I have used for creating account on AWS cloud. Simple. That's it. So you have to mention your Gmail ID, then click on next. It will ask for the password. Simple. So friends, as you can see, I have login inside the console. So after you log in with your Gmail ID which you use to create account on AWS, simple. So after that you will see this kind of page. That's it. So now here, as I mentioned, first we want to create the user. So after we create user, we will use that user to send the data because we need keys. We need accessing keys to send our local data to AWS cloud. So for that, first we want to create a user. So here in search, let's just search for I am. So I am, and then here you will see the services. First is I am, and just click on the users option. It will open the users option like this way. As you can see, there is no user right now I have created. So we will create a new user. So just go here, click on create user, and then here you want to mention the username. So let's just say I will mention Freedom Tech YT freedom tech YT. So this is what my username, and then just click on here, provide user access to the AWS management console. Just select it, the option, and then from this option we want to select I want to create an IAM user. So just select it, I want to create an IAM user, and the console password I will suggest you to go with auto generated password. Simple. So auto generated password, and then here you have to just click on user must create a new password, next sign. If you want to select it, just select it. I will uncheck this option. Simple. And then just click on next. Then you will see this kind of page where we want to set the permission for the user. So permission options, select the last one, which is the attach policies directly. So select it, that's it. And now we are going to use the DynamoDB service from AWS. So here in search, we want to search for DynamoDB. So DynamoDB, as you can see, Amazon DynamoDB full access. So this is what my action. So basically this is the policy, or we can say this is the service which I want to use. So Amazon DynamoDB full access, just select it like this way, select it, scroll down, click on next, that's it, and then click on create user. It will create the user. As you can see, user created successfully. So we create the user, that's it. Now what we are going to do, I will just close the Firefox, just close it, leave the page and just close it. It will remove the history because we set the option for Firefox, so never remember history. So now again I will open the Firefox, and then I will search for again AWS cloud, and here AWS cloud, again create an AWS account, and then again we will follow the same steps, sign into and exit AWS account, then root user email. Here I will mention the Gmail ID, then the password, and then as you can see we follow the same steps and we log in inside our dashboard. Now if you click on here, you will see the recently visited option. So we just visited with the IAM, so just select it IAM, or you can just search IAM in the search bar. Simple. And here it is, as you can see. Now we have a one user which we just created. So we have now one user, and the username will highlighted in the user section. Here it is, as you can see, it's highlighted. Simple. So we created the user, that's it. Now we want to create the credentials keys for sending our data to cloud, the AWS cloud. So here what we want to do, we want to simply click on this username. So just click on it. Then here you will see this kind of page. This is what the username. Simple. And here you will see the policy name. So which policy we select? Amazon DynamoDB full access. This is the policy which we select because we are going to send our local data on DynamoDB, the AWS cloud service. Simple. So here you will get the full information, what basically you policy choose and all other things. So we want to create here security credentials. So just select it, the security credentials option, and then from this option you will see this kind of page, this kind of. So here we want to go with create access. Just click on create access key. Simple. And then here you will see this kind of options, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and 6 is basically the other. So basically we are going to use here the TonyPython IDE, which is basically outside application, not AWS. So we will select the option, this one, application running outside AWS. So just select it. Just select it, application running outside AWS option, and then click on next. That's it. And here simply mention a description. So let's just say I will use Python IDE. I will use Python IDE, or you can use any description, just mention it, and then just click on create access key, and it will create the access key. As you can see the message, so we have now this access key. So then here you will see download the CSV file. So just click on download the CSV file, and it will download the file. So if you open your downloads, here it is, as you can see. So this is what my access key, and this is what my secret access key. As you can see, there is a two option, access key ID, which is this one, and comma, then secret access key, so which is this one. So these two keys we are going to use inside our Python code for sending our local data to on AWS DynamoDB cloud. Simple. Now for today's session, as I mentioned, I have created a new repository. So Amazon DynamoDB, I will mention the link, simply copy paste the link inside web browser, then go to the code, click on download zip, and it will download our zip format repository. Minimize all these things, open repository, go to the downloads. This is what our repository, right click, extract all, and click on extract. It will extract our folder. So this is what our folder, or we can simply move our access keys .csv file inside our repository. So just paste it here. Simple. So this is what our Thony code, the code for sending data. So for sending data on Amazon cloud, we need this package, which is the Boto3. So Boto3. So just tools, manage packages, and search for Boto3. Hit enter. The first package. Just click on install button. Done. It will install Boto3. If you want to upgrade, you can upgrade it. Simple. So now what we will do, we have our code. Now again we will go on our AWS page, so dashboard. So here we have done with user. Now here we will search for DynamoDB. So Dynamo, here it is, as you can see, just Dynamo, you will get the services. So Dynamo, and we will go with the table. So DynamoDB, and just click on table. So as you can see, right now there is no table. And here you will see the Asia Pacific Mumbai. So as I mentioned, the region name AP-South-1. So from here you have to select any region name, and the region name, here it is, as you can see, because I have selected here Mumbai, so you have to mention inside code your region name. Here it is, as you can see, here I have Mumbai, so the region name is AP-South-1. AP-South-1. Otherwise it will not send your data on AWS. Simple. So the region name, and then AWS access key ID. So we have our access key ID. So go to the downloads, and inside repository I have copied the CSV file. So then the first access ID, just copy it and open Thony Python ID, just mention it. And then the next, basically the secret access key, copy it, and then just paste it. Done. Save it. Now we will create the table, and the table name is users. Simple. We will create the table using our Python code. There is no table currently on our DynamoDB. As you can see, there is table 0. So we will not create the table from here. You can create the table from here also, but we will use our Python code to create the table. So the users is basically my table name. So table is equal to dynamodb dot create table. Simple. So DynamoDB is basically the variable which represent our Boto3 package, Boto3 dot resource. Simple. So DynamoDB dot create table. We are going to create the table. So for that we will use create table. Simple. And then this is what the attribute name, the user name, and this is the data. This is the random data which I want to send on AWS cloud. So what basically it will do, it will create the table, it will send this data on DynamoDB, and after that I want to know that particular entry. So here I have mentioned the response. So the response is equal to table dot get. A response is equal to the table, this table, as you can see the table. So table is equal to dynamodb dot table. Again the dynamodb is the variable which we create as a Boto3 dot resource, and inside that resource we have our region name, we have our main access key, we have our secret access key. As simple as. Okay, so we will use every time if we want to create the table, if we want to access the table, we will use this variable along with the create table for creating table. If you want to access the table, so we will use just dynamodb dot table, and this is what my table name. So table name is users, as you can see. So I want to access here the table name which is the users. Simple. So try to accessing if it is already exit. So let's just say if I created the table already, so it will access and it will message here the error message that there is the table is already available. Then if there is no table, then it will create the table, it will send the data. Simple. And then we want our table items. So table dot get item, key name, username, and here in table data we have alias user. So I want to get the data particularly from this user. So for that I have mentioned the username. Simple. So now let's just run the code, and it will, as you can see, the message is showing it's now creating the table on our AWS cloud. So right now there is no table, but with the help of our code we are going to create the table using local to AWS because we have our keys. Simple. So here it is, as you can see, it's creating the table. And done. Table created and ready. Inserted user alias, then the Bob, then the Charlie. And because we only want the data for alias user, so we have all the data, as you can see, for only the alias. And now if you go in the dashboard, right now there is no table. So what we will do, we will simply click on here, it will refresh the page, and then as you can see we have users table. This is the table which we just created. So just click on and then just go here, explore table items, just click on it, and then inside that, as you can see, we have data, the Bob, the Charlie, and the alias with the age and the email. So now here again we will run the same code, and this time I need a data for the Bob user. So I will mention here Bob. Let's just save it and run again the code. As you can see the error because we have already data, and then the fetch item, as you can see the item is basically for Bob user, the Bob user. Simple. So this is how, friends, you can create the user on AWS, then create the table for AWS DynamoDB. With the help of user you can set the permission. I have already shown you how you can create the keys. Simple. Now let's just say if you want to delete all these things. So how to delete? Just go tables, click on here. This is the table which we just created. Then click on delete. Here you want to mention the confirm. So let's just type as it is, confirm, and then just click on delete. So now it deleted the table. If you refresh, there is no table. Now you want to delete the user also, so just go here, again search for I am users. So here you will see the user. So this is what my user, just select it, click on delete, and here you want to copy the username as it is, just paste it, delete user, and it will delete the user. As you can see, the user is also deleted. So this is how, friends, you can create the user, you can send the local data to DynamoDB. In next session, we will detect the vehicle using our YOLO 12, and we have our Google Vision model. So detected car data we will send on DynamoDB. I hope you will learn something from this video. We will meet our next video. Till then, thank you, take care, and bye bye.